with it. So today again, I'll start with productivity. So this is something which in any field, this productivity matters a lot. Because if the productivity level is not maintained, there's no point of doing the operation. So Praveen Singh, you read.
Okay, introduction. Productivity in operational management measure output per unit of input, such as labor, capital, or any other resource.
I will request Praveen ji one thing. While you are reading any particular slide, now this is an opportunity to improve your communication also, right? So try to read in such a manner like you are trying to make other people understand. Just reading is something different and making other people understand is something different. So this will be a very good practice ground for everybody, either for you and for Harshita as well. Being a technical person, ये area presentation का part थोड़ा weak रहता है, right? So I will request कि this is an opportunity for every participant to utilize this. And it's a very good practice by ma'am. She is giving an opportunity to everybody to read the slide and put forward in such a manner that other person can understand, right? Her objective is not only to read, but make other people understand who may be with you. So your tone, your pitch should be in that that flow only. So this is the only request.
Okay, okay. The calculation of productivity is straightforward. Divide the output of a company by the input used to produce that output. Productivity equals to output divided input. In other words, we can say productivity refer to the physical relationship between the quantity produced, which is one is output, and the quantity of resources used in the course of production, which is input. It is the ratio between the output of goods and services and the input of resources consumed in the process of production.
So you can see productivity is nothing but in that particular period, what is your output and what is your input? That is the ratio. So if your output is same as your input, it is 1. Value will be 1. If you convert it into percentage, you multiply it by 100. So it is 100%. Generally, it is not 100%. It can be, if you input is less than output, then it will be more than 1. So then it will be more than 100%. But coming to 100% itself is difficult. So thinking of something more than 100% is, at present, it is not possible. Maybe in future, if the technology improves, with less we can produce more. But that ratio is very important. So how efficiently, that is how much, as much as possible, minimum wastage should be there. So that whatever your input, whatever is your input is being converted into output. Yes, continue, Praveen.
Output implies total production, while input means land, labor, capital, management, etc. Productivity measures the efficiency of the production system. The efficiency with which resources are utilized is called productive efficiency. Higher productivity means producing more from a given amount of input or producing a given amount with lesser input.
So that is what I was saying. Productivity is how much you are producing, how efficiently you are using that input to produce something. With less Like when we were very small, my mother used to tell us a story that once a man, he called all his 4 daughter-in-laws and gave them a handful of dhan. You understand dhan, na? जिससे rice निकलता है,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
dhan. And he gave it to all his 4 daughter-in-laws, but didn't tell them what to do with it. The first daughter-in-law thought, "Arey, that old man has gone bunkers," so she just threw it away. The second daughter-in-law thought, if my father-in-law has given it to me, it must be it must be precious. So she kept it very nicely in her cupboard. The third daughter-in-law, what she did, she took out the rice from the dhan and made kheer out of it. The fourth daughter-in-law, she planted that rice in a field. And next time, naturally, whatever was planted, something more than that came. So again, she replanted it. So after some time, say 4 or 5 years, father-in-law again called the daughter-in-laws and asked for that handful of dhan. Actually, the first daughter-in-law did not have anything to answer because she had thrown it. The fourth one, second one had kept it in the cupboard, so she took it out, but then it had gone bad. The third daughter-in-law told him she had made kheer out of that dhan. The fourth daughter-in-law, in place of a handful of dhan, she bought a whole sack full of dhan because it had multiplied. To see here the input was same, a handful of dhan, but the output now was much more than that. You can say productivity is a means of wealth creation. If you want to create wealth, you have to produce, you should try to produce the maximum from whatever input you have. As far as possible, like these 2 words, effectiveness and efficiency. These 2 words are very much used in operations management. How effectively and how efficiently you are using your resources. So this is the way. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
You can hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how judiciously you are using the resources so that you get the maximum. And that way you can also minimize the cost, because what consumers are looking for, they are looking for good quality, but at the minimum cost. Harshita, you read
Yes,
now.
ma'am. Yes, I'm productivity concepts with formula. The concept of productivity can be applicable to any economy, small, medium, and large business, government, and individuals. Productivity aims at the maximum utilization of resources for yielding as many goods and services as possible, desired by the consumers at lowest possible cost. Productivity is the ratio of output in a period of time for the inputs in the same period time.
So this is a diagram which shows you, it also has so you can see it is nothing but input, which is what? Land, workforce, material, facilities, capital, technology, equipments, and tools. It is being transformed into some value addition is being done to it, and it is being transformed into goods and services. and it goes to the end customer. This is the system concept of productivity. Output divided by input. Output in a period of time, in the same period, what is the input? That is what is productivity. It is simple to write, but it is very difficult to actually materialize it in the way that it produces the maximum product, and quality is also maintained. It is not that you are just quantity-wise, you are producing more, but quality has deteriorated. Then also it does not serve the purpose. Now continue, Harshita. Harshita. Hello.
Factor affecting productivity. Productivity is the outcome of several factors. These factors are so interrelated that it is difficult to identify the effect of any one factor on productivity. These factors may broadly be divided as follows. Human nature and human behavior are the most significant
determinants of productivity. Hello. What happened?
Ma'am, it's not visible.
It is not visible.
I have some internet issue at
Some
Harshita.
net issues there, ma'am. And not getting your voice clearly also.
You cannot hear me.
Yes, yes. Actually, Harshita Sen have some internet issue.
Ma'am, it's visible now.
Depends on number of factors. Like that is not only one factor which affects productivity. First and foremost is the human resources. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much financial resources you have, the best quality of materials, you have all the input. But if the human factor is not working properly, the proper utilization of input will not be there. So the first and foremost factor is the human resource. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
The human nature and human behavior are the most significant determinants of productivity. I think both of you agree with it. It is the human being who are handling the other inputs. So if the human being is the best, see, during Second World War, Allied forces had less resources than the other force, that the combined force of Germany, Russia, and all that. But Allied forces won the war. Why? Because the human resource, they developed so many problem-solving methods. Because of that, they were able to win the war. Even with the less resources, they were able to win the war. So, in fact, the whole branch of operations research was developed during that era. Mathematicians, statisticians, economists, sociologists, psychologists, everyone got together to develop this field of research. And now it is being used in management. I think all of you are from operations, so you must have heard this word, must be familiar with operations research and the problems associated with this. It is on the how you utilize. Your objective is to maximize production, but you are all working under certain constraints. So you have to see how you can do so that you can maximize that. There are mathematical ways of doing it. So human, because it is the human who have developed it. Today we are talking of artificial intelligence, but who has developed it? There are IT experts. It has not developed by itself. It has also been developed by some human being. Gradually over the years, now it has become a very powerful tool. But someone must have made the algorithm. And on that algorithm, things are being further developed. So human factor is the most important factor in maximizing the productivity. Human nature and human behavior are the most significant determinants of productivity. Human factors may further be classified into two categories as given below. One is ability to work. Doing the right thing in the right way. That is the thing. Ability to work and the willingness to work. Now, Harshita, can you read it?
Yes, ma'am. Human factor may further be classified into two categories as given below. First is ability to work. Productivity of an organization depends upon the competence and caliber of its people, both workers and managers. Ability to worker is governed by education, training, experience, aptitude, etc. of the employees. Willingness to work. Motivation and morale of people is the second important group of human factor that determines productivity. Wages, incentive schemes, labor participation in management, communication system, informal group relation, promotion policy, union management relation, quality of leadership, etc. are the main factor governing employees. Willingness to work, working condition like working hours, sanitation, ventilation, schools, clubs, libraries, subsidized canteen, company transport, etc. also influence the motivation and morale of the employee.
So it is should have the ability. Suppose if you are using artificial intelligence, okay, it is the latest tool, but then you should know how it should work. You should be familiar with it. So it is your training, your education, your experience, all these things matter a lot. And then the willingness to work. Even if you know anything and you're not willing to work, what will be the result? Zero. So willingness. So for this, the human resources have to be motivated in all the ways by building a very conducive environment so that they are willing to work and they are ready to give their best to the company or to the organization. Next is your technological. Continues, Harshita.
Yes, ma'am. Technological. Technological factor exercise significant influence on the level of productivity. The main technological factors are as follows. Size and capacity of the plant. Product design and standardization.
And standardization.
Timely supply of material and fuel. Rationalization and automation measures. Repair and maintenance.
Production planning and control. Continues, Harshita.
Production planning and control. Production plan.
Plant layout and location. There's a problem.
Ma'am, I am speaking. Is there any? Hello?
But I can't hear what you are saying.
Okay, sorry. Maybe there is a network issue. Production planning and control, plant layout and location, material handling system, inspection and quality control, machinery and equipment used, research and development, inventory control, reduction and utilization of waste and scrap.
So these are the, we'll be doing each one of them in more detail later on. Naturally, the size and capacity of the plant should be built in such a way that the total utilization of the plant can be done. Suppose it is more than what you can handle, then also it is useless because so much things will go waste, and it is less than so many opportunity will be lost. Everywhere there has to be a balance. So what you can do, how much you can handle, as it is said, keep bite as much as you can chew. The size and capacity of the plant, product design and standardization, what should be the design of the product? Then the material which is coming, the raw materials are coming, should be timely, otherwise the production system will be stopped. Material as well as fuel, whatever energy you are using. Rational automation also increases your productivity. Repairs and maintenance, otherwise something will go wrong and you will be losing time because the machine has stopped and the productive hour is being lost. Production planning and control, how you are planning the whole production unit. What should be done first? There's a routing and schedule. We'll be doing that in detail later on. So how you should be routing it, what should be the schedule, everything. And whether whatever you have planned is going according to plan, so you have to have a control over it. Then what should be the layout and location of the plant? Where it should be located. There are so many factors which we'll be doing later on plant layout and location. Material handling system. I think you must have done your materials management in last 2 lectures. Inspection and quality control, because quality is the most important thing these days. Machinery and equipment used, what type of machinery and equipment is used. Research and development, you have to keep on innovating. And for that you need research and development. How new things are introduced, what are the demand of the consumer, what are the expectations of the consumer. All these things have to be done through research and development. Then inventory control, the things which are coming as raw material, which are in process or which are going out as finished good, all two should be in a balanced state. Not too much, not too less. Reduction and utilization of waste and scrap. So as far as possible, the waste should also be utilized somewhere. So the input of one, output of one system becomes the input of another system. That way, wastage is reduced and things are done more efficiently. Sandeep, you continue. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Sandeep, you continue. No, sorry, Praveen. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay. Managerial. The competence and attitude of managers have an important bearing on productivity. In many organizations, productivity is low despite latest technology and trained manpower. This is due to insufficient and different management. Competent and dedicated managers can obtain extraordinary result from ordinary people.
So managerial role is also very important. How your top managers or the manager in the even in the middle level are utilizing the human resources so that in spite there can be low productivity in spite of having the latest, because see the human resource is being handled by the management. If that is not handled properly, then the human resource will not handle the other resources properly, and naturally that will lead to low productivity.
Job performance of employee depends on their ability and willingness to work. Management is the catalyst to create both. Advanced technology requires knowledge workers who is turn work product- productively under professionally qualified managers. No ideology can win a greater output with less effort. It is only through sound management that optimum utilization of human and technical resource can be secured.
As we said, in the human resource, they should have the ability and willingness to work. But the management as at the catalyst. Catalyst means क्या है? जो reaction में brings sharpens it up or raises its rate. The management should work in such way that the human resource who are working under them are willing to work and have the best ability to work. Because all the technical everything, this will depend upon the human resource. Natural, continue.
Natural factors such as physical, geographical, geological, and climatic condition exert considerable influence of productivity, particularly in extractive uh, industries. For example, productivity of labor in extreme climates, too cold or too hot, tends to be comparatively low. Natural resources like water, fuel, and material influence productivity.
So natural resources, water, fuel, and mineral also affects how abundant they are, how usefully they are being used, how efficiently they are being used. And if the climatic condition, because of anything for physical, geological, geographical, any climatic conditions are also not good. That is why if it is very hot, sometimes in the workplace, air conditioning is used. If it is very cold, then uh, heaters are used so that the workers they get conducive working condition so that they can give their maximum output. Sociological, Praveen?
Yes, ma'am. Social customs, traditions, and institutions influence attitudes towards work and job. For instance, bias on the basis of caste, religions, etc., inhibited the growth of modern industry in some countries. The joint family system affected incentive to work hard in India. Close ties with land and native place hampered stability and discipline among industry labor.
So sociological condition also affects a lot. Like for instance, like in India, we are so much influenced by caste, religion, everything. So, but in a working environment, things should be avoided, because there might be people from any caste, any religion, and they have to work. See, there are two types of relationship. One is functional relationship, another is difunctional relationship. So if you want to achieve your objective, naturally it has to be a functional relationship. If you are not having good relationship with your co-workers, with your superiors, with your juniors, this will be affecting your productivity. So sociological factors also affect a lot. Then sometimes like people from, if they are used to being an agricultural worker and for some reason or other they have shifted to industry, initially they'll be very reluctant to work for it. So these sociological factors also, like for example, in India, we have so many holidays, which in Western countries, especially in what we call today developed countries, they don't have. Even if they have to celebrate their birthdays, they shift it to weekends, because Saturday and Sunday is off for them. For them, it is work hard and play hard. So once they are working, they work hard. So, and even in USA, they get only 2 weeks holiday per year. Okay, so they shift all the family function to the weekends, which we don't do. So somehow or other, our productivity is being affected by it. Like we Indians, when we go abroad, we work hard, but in India, we don't work that hard. Prameet, continue.
Political law and order, stability of government, harmony between states, etc., are essential for high productivity in industry. Taxation policies of the government influence willingness to work, capital formation, modernization, and expansion of plant, etc. Industry policy affects the size and capacity of plants. Tariffs policies influence competitions. Elimination of sick and inefficient unit help to improve productivity.
So political environment of the country also affects the productivity. If the law and order situation is not very good and the state government is not stable, naturally there will be so much of disturbances that the productivity of any organization will be affected. Then what are the government policy regarding taxes, then capital the capacity of the plant, tariff policies, all these things, number of taxes are there. So how it is being, how it is affecting the productivity of the organization depends upon how conducive it is towards the development process. Like for example, there was a time when the industrial belt of India was in this Jharkhand area, because all the heavy industries. But gradually what happened? Now it has moved to other areas where they don't have any mineral resources, but they are doing well because the government policies have helped those companies to come up, providing them a cheaper rate of tax, providing them all the energy to run the organization, giving them more stable government. So all these things are affecting the productivity. So naturally, the organization have moved to those sides. Like for example, Haryana, Gujarat, then Tamil Nadu, they don't have any minerals with them, but there are a number of industries which are situated over there. Then there should be laws so that inefficient and sick companies which are not very useful, not very doing very well, they should be eliminated so that they are or some measures should be taken to upgrade them. अब ये नहीं है कि बस हम यही सोचते रह गए कि अब इतने लोग जाएंगे कहाँ, तो ठीक है, there has to be some alternative for them, but at least instead of running something which is a company which is going in loss making, in the long run it will be affecting everyone. Then economic reason. Harshita, now you continue. Harshita.
Economics, size of the market, banking and credit facilities, transport and communication system, etc., are important factor influencing productivity.
So economic factors like what is the market, what is the demand of the market, then what type of credit facilities, the financial resources are also very important, transport and communication system, and all these factors affect the productivity of any organization.
Internal controllable factors are considered as internal factor. These are the factors which are in control of industrial organization.
Whatever is, see, anything you take, there are always two types of factors, controllable factors and uncontrollable factors. Some things are under your control, you can do something about it. But there are other things which are not in your control. You cannot do. You can change, you can work accordingly, but you cannot control it. For example, whether it is going to be sunny or rainy, that is not under your control. But you can see, suppose if it's going to be sunny, then you can take measures to protect yourself from the sun or from rain. But this is not under our control. But controllable factor, how hard I'll work, how many hours I can work, what should be my education, all these things are controllable factors. So anywhere, whatever is internal is controllable, but whatever is external, which is not in your control. For example, in a bank, how many customers will come to the bank is not under their control, but that is an external factor. But what you can do inside the bank, whether you can increase the number of places where they can go, the facilities which you can give them, you can increase that, but you cannot control the number of customers coming to the bank. External, Praveen, you continue.
External uncontrollable factors are known as external factors, and these factors are beyond the control of the individual industry organization. Knowing the internal and external factors that affect productivity of an industrial organization give industrial engineer the intelligence they need to sort out the low performance of resources and make strategy plan for the future.
So you should know both the internal and the external factors. Whatever is your control, whatever is not in your control, so that you can make intelligence with the knowledge. The knowledge is, then only you can sort out. If this is the problem, what should I do to solve this problem? There can be various alternatives. Then you can see each alternative, check each alternative, and whichever is giving you the optimum result, you use that, you implement that, and then try to solve that problem. So whatever we discuss, that can be divided into two. Internal factors, read.
Material and power, machinery and plant layout, human resources, organizational and managerial, availability of finance and technological.
So these are the internal, because this you can control. what material to buy, from where to buy, what should be the quality of the material, what power you will be using, whether you will be using electric power or solar energy or wind energy or whatever you want. So that is under your control. Machinery and plant is under your control. What should be the layout of the plant according to the things you are producing? The layout of the plant will depend on that. Then what type of people you will be employing in the organization, what should be their educational qualification, what should be their experience, what knowledge, all these things are under your control. Organizational and managerial, how the organization should be set, what should be the hierarchical picture of the organization, what are the managerial things which are they are going to how they are going to manage the human resource and other resources of the company, things like that. Then from where, because without finance, so nothing can be done. From where to get the finance, and naturally the technological. What type of technology you need for working the things which you want to produce. Then you have external factors like economic factor, that is not under your control. Political factor is also not under your control. Social factor is also not under your control. Natural resources is also not under your control. And government is not also under your control. So how you can utilize whatever is there in the economy, what is in the political and social nature of the region where you're working, you have to work accordingly so that you can produce the optimum number of product or services. Availability of finance is very important. Now, Praveen, just read it.
The ambitious plans of an industrial unit to increase the productivity will remain mere dream if adequate financial resources are not available to introduce technical improvement and give appropriate training to the workers.
So whatever you want to do, whether you want the material, whether you want the machinery, whether you want the best human resources, all this will depend upon the availability of finance. So that is very essential. So you should know from where to get the finance and how to get the finance. So all your dreams will not be realized if you don't get the proper financial help. So that is one of the reasons why productivity at some places are low in spite of the best efforts. If you want to train your workers, then also you need finance.
The greater the degree of mechanization we introduce, the greater is the need for capital. Capital will also be required for investment in research and development activities, advertisement, companion, better working condition in the to the worker, upkeep of the plant and machinery, etc.
So you need finance even for, suppose you want to go for more automation. Like today you have robots. And even when we had changed from manual work to computers, like we have seen, like banks, before they were doing all the work manually, now they are using computers. So finance was needed to make the changeover. So this is a capital investment, but okay, you have to do a cost benefit analysis and see what benefit. Today you are investing so much, of what benefit of you will be getting in the future. And even for advertisement, you need finance. If you want to give a good working condition, suppose you want to put air conditioning or heaters, whatever is the requirement, you need finance. And even for the upkeeping of the plant, how to maintain the plant and machinery in the best condition so that the repairs are done timely. Either it has to be like at a regular interval, or once it breaks down, you you want to repair it, then when it breaks down, do you have a standby arrangement or not? Or for all these things, you need finance. So finance, without finance, nothing can be done. Continue. Harshita is not there.
Productivity has become almost synonyms for progress. The resources of a country are generally limited. Therefore, higher productivity is essential for the improving living standard and for the prospective prosperity of a nation. Higher productivity require elimination of waste in the forms in all forms. Sorry, higher productivity leads to economic growth and social progress. Second, it is only by improving productivity that employee can get better wages and working condition and more employment opportunities. Higher productivity bring lower price for consumer and higher dividend for shareholders. It improves the export and foreign exchange reserve of a country. Thus, productivity is the key of prosperity.
See, when we think about productivity, we think about progress. Only you will progress if your productivity is more. See, resources are limited. It is not that it will not get over. So we have to keep on thinking of ways in using them so that we can get the maximum from the minimum. So all type of waste should be discouraged. And with higher productivity, economic growth will be there. This will lead to better standard of living. It will give more prosperity to the economy. It will lead to better job opportunities to the people. It will lead to better export, better foreign exchange reserve for the country. So productivity is the key to prosperity. If you want to prosper, naturally your productivity also has to go high. For example, when you are employing someone, somebody might be charging more, but then the productivity of that person is also higher. So you, in the long run, that person will be cheaper. Somebody who is taking less money, but his productivity or his way of working also is not very good. Then what will happen? In the long run, you will be losing.
Higher productivity is of special significance as an underdeveloped country like India. Mass poverty and unemployment cannot be eliminated without increasing productivity in agriculture industry and all other area of human activity. According to John W. Kendrick, the chief means whereby humankind can raise itself out of poverty to a condition of relative material influence is by increasing productivity.
So especially at present, the unemployment is very high in India. So we need units where they can be absorbed so that the product, and this is can happen only if they are given more opportunities, more productive units are set up so that they get the opportunities to work over there instead of wasting our money in things which will not help us economically. Then we waste a lot of money here and there instead of channelizing in our money in such a way that it will give us more return and that will bring prosperity to the country. So let us
Productivity benefit It helps to reduce the cost of production per unit through more economical or efficient use of resources. Reduction of cost help to improve the profit of a business to enterprise can more successfully compete in the market. The gains of higher productivity can be passed on to consumer in the form of lower price and the better quality of product. Similarly, gain the higher productivity can be shared with workers in the form of higher wages and salary and better working condition.
Because greater productivity will bringing economic prosperity, and with economic prosperity, it will be beneficial to all the stakeholders, whether you are employee, whether you are manager, whether you are a consumer. They'll be getting better things at a lower prices, plus the working condition will also improve.
Availability of quality goods is reasonably low price help to improve the standard of living in the country. Due to higher productivity, a firm can survive and grow better. This help to generate more employment opportunities. A more productive enterprise can better export goods and earn valuable foreign exchange and for the country.
In India, we'll fight election on issue of Ram Mandir and Masjid and whatnot, not on the productivity, not on the employment, not on poverty elimination.
Higher productivity means better utilization of the country resources, which help to control inflation of the country in the country.
So you can see it is so much essential, not only benefit, it is the essential road towards prosperity. If you want to have a higher productivity, then only it will get better economic progress, and that will lead to so many elimination of so many problems. I'm not saying it will eliminate all the problems. Some problems will be created if too much of productivity is also there. But still, the life will become much better than what it is today, especially in India. About how so many people are living on the ration which they are getting. They're not even able to feed themselves. They're not even earning enough to feed themselves. So we should bring the development in such a stage that everyone in India is able to feed himself or herself.
Productivity based to improve productivity. It is vital to develop a high rate of productivity because it is the foundation of the business future growth. There are many ways by which productivity can be increased. Adoption of up-to-date technology in machine and equipment. Implement a proper system of managerial planning and control. Effective time management. Maintenance of work facility in factories. Standardization and automation of for mass production. Empower employees by providing training and environment conductive for personal is well and organizational growth.
So we have to give the human resource a conducive environment so that they can personally also they are satisfied and organization also grows. Let workers participate.
Let worker participate in management.
Because they are also working They also have maybe having so many ideas, so we can improve the productivity of the company.
Provide a flexible work schedule instead of rigid working hour.
These things have been being provided in the modern era. Flexible working schedule instead of say working for 9 to 5. Because of the technological advances, these things are now possible.
Clear communication should be there between manager and worker. Sorry,
Because
management
there
and
is
worker.
misinformation between management and worker, which leads to a lot of problems. And if there are problems, naturally it will be affecting the productivity of the organization.
Productivity improving quality.
So quality, how to improve the productivity means not only the mass, but not only the quantity, but also the quality has to be good.
Quantity with quality.
Combining the resources for production.
Managers attempt to utilize the resources just described in a manner that achieves production at a low cost. They combine the various resources with the use of workstation and assembly lines. A workstation is an area in which one or more employees are assigned a specific task. A workstation may require machinery and equipment as well as employees.
So managers, better managerial, the resources had come, like for example, like using the same resources for different type of products. But they might be using the, like for example, if you're making furniture, so a cut from one piece can be utilized in another. So the, as far as possible, there is minimum wastage of the resources.
An assembly line consists of a sequence of workstation in which each workstation is designed to cover a specific phase of the production process. The production is a single product may require several workstations with each station using employee machinery and material.
So depending upon the nature of the product, you can have both a product process layout or a product layout. In one, the same product is moving and things are being added to it. And in the process layout, in one workstation, one type of work is being done, another in another type of work is done, and finally it is being assembled at the final point. That will be doing it when we do product layout and location, then we'll be doing it that in detail.
Since the cost of all these resources along with the building can be substational, efficient management for the production process can reduce expenses, which can convert into higher profit.
So naturally, if you are doing it more efficiently, you'll be reducing expenses and your profit will be higher.
Employees use building machinery and equipment to convert material into a product or service. For example, employees to print firm use machine for typesetting, printing, and binding to product book. To produce book, employees to General Nutrient Centers (GNC) use the manufacturing plant, which is the size of 4 football field, to produce more than 150,000 bottles of vitamins per day.
So depending upon the buildings and the machinery and all the equipment should be designed in such a way that whatever you are producing, it is fulfilling that goal.
Selecting a site, critical decision to A critical decision in production management is the selection of a site location for the factory of or office. Location can significantly affect the cost of production and therefore the firm ability to compete against other firms. This is especially true for industrial firms such as Bethlehem Steel and Daimler Chrysler, which require a large investment in plant and equipment.
These are American companies, but even in India, you see things had started in Jamshedpur because they were getting the raw material over there. Now things have, now you have to see not only you're getting the raw material, but also the market. So location of the site is also very important. Where it is, whether it is nearer to, whatever is the reason, maybe you're able to get the raw material because of the efficient transportation system, even from far off places, but it is located near airports or ports, so that you can, if you are in the export business, it is can be easily be sent to the port and then shipped to the destined countries. So location of it is, suppose it is some agro business. So it wherever that fruit is being grown, so that is being produced, and then how it is being marketed, how far is the market, how easily it is being procured. So location of the plant is very important. Selecting the site for the plant.
Selecting the designer layout. Once a site for the manufacturing plant or office is chosen, the design and layout must be determined. The design indicates the size of and structure of the plant or office. The layout is the arrangement of the machinery and equipment within the factory or office.
So design and layout should also be done in such a way that design suits whatever product or service you are producing. And the size and the structure is in such a way, suppose it is a thing which can be produced in, say, 2 or 3 rooms, then why make a big plant? If it is a heavy thing, so naturally you have to make a bigger plant, and it will depend upon the product which you are manufacturing. And the layout also depends. Sometimes it is product layout, sometimes it is process layout. It again will depend upon what type of product you are producing.
The design and layout decision directly affect operating expenses because they determine the cost of rent, machinery, and equipment. They may even affect the firm interest expenses because they influence the amount of money that must be borrowed to purchase.
See, sometimes what happens, if it is designed properly, suppose, for example, take you have to get a document processed, and for that you have to go to several people, and suppose they are sitting haphazardly in an office. So first you go to the first person, then the second signature is from the last person, then again you come back to the second person to get another signature. Instead of doing it is in a line, first, second, third, fourth, and then you are out. So that way your work is also easier, their work is also easier, so much time is saved, so much money, and time saved is money saved. So how you design your work station and how you design your machinery, how you lay out the machinery wherever they are really work. Because once it has been done, it cannot be changed. It is a long time process. So before actually starting the work, you should be very careful how you design the operational workplace of any organization.
मैम मुझे लगता है इसीलिए जो है हम लोग इंडस्ट्री में, हेलो,
हाँ बोलो।
प्रोडक्ट ऑडिट और प्रोसेस ऑडिट दोनों ही करते हैं कि फॉर द इम्प्रूवमेंट ऑफ द प्रोसेस एंड प्रोडक्ट लेआउट।
सुनाई नहीं दिया ठीक से।
मेरा कहना ये मैम कि इंडस्ट्री में अभी हम जो जैसे हमारा रेगुलर वर्किंग है जो, उसमें हम प्रोडक्ट ऑडिट, लेआउट ऑडिट, प्रोसेस ऑडिट, ये सभी फंक्शंस हम लोग करते हैं। तो फॉर द बेटर प्रोसेस एंड लेआउट,
हाँ, ताकि आपका जो भी काम आप कर रहे हैं ना, तो काम में मोर इफिशिएंटली वो काम हो सके, तो इसीलिए कंट्रोल रखना जरूरी है ना। उसका ऑडिट नहीं
जी।
करेंगे तो कंट्रोल कहाँ से रहेगा।
जस्ट production control.
कंट्रोल।
Yes, once the plant and design have been selected, the firm can engage in production control, which involve the following: purchasing material managers perform the following tasks when purchasing its supplies. First, they must select the supplier. Second, the attempt to obtain volume discount. Third, they determine whether to delegate some production tasks to supplier. Inventory control is the process of managing inventory at a level that minimize cost. It requires the management of material inventory, work in process inventory, and finished good inventory.
स्टेजेस में यू हैव टू कीप द कॉस्ट। तो हरदम जो इन्वेंट्री का हाउ मच यू हैव द मटेरियल इन raw material, work in progress or finished good should be in such way कि nothing is superficial. ऐसा भी नहीं है जो डिमांड है उतना ही करीब करीब उतना है, एग्जैक्ट तो नहीं हो सकता, मैं जहां तक होगा कि डिमांड जितना हो उतना ही चीज प्रोड्यूस हो।
We are calculating, ma'am, ITR in every month.
ओहो यस।
Inventory turnover ratio.
और उससे आपको पता चलता होगा ना कि आप किस लेवल पर मेंटेन कर रहे हैं अपने इन्वेंट्री को। नेक्स्ट इज योर राउटिंग।
Routing is the sequence. एक मिनट. Routing is the sequence of tasks necessary to complete the production of the product. Raw material are commonly sent to various workstations so that they can be used as specified in the production process. A specific part of the production process is completed at each workstation. For example, the production of the bicycle may require using material to produce a bike frame at one workstation. Second one, assembling wheels at a second workstation, and third, packaging of frame, packaging the frame and wheels that have been assembled at a third workstation.
So here it is a process layout. At one place the बाइक का फ्रेम बन रहा है, दूसरे में व्हील्स बन रहे हैं, और थर्ड में इट इज बीइंग असेंबल्ड, अब पैकेजिंग हो जा रहा है।
The routing process is periodically evaluated to determine whether it can be improved to allow a faster or less expensive production process. General Motor, Daimler Crystal, and United Parcel Service have streamlined their routing process to improve production efficiency.
राउटिंग आप इम्प्रूव कीजिएगा तो आपको प्रोडक्शन इफिशिएंसी भी इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा। It is just an example. Only thing, these are American companies. Even in Indian companies, the same things must be happening. Scheduling.
Scheduling is the act of setting time periods of each task in the production process. A production schedule is a plan for the timing and volume of production task. For example, the production schedule for a bicycle may set a time of 2 hours of each frame to be assembled and 1 hour for each wheel to be assembled. Scheduling is useful because it establishes the expected amount of production that should be achieved at each workstation over a given day or week. Therefore, each employee understand what is expected.
जैसे शेड्यूलिंग में इफ यू हैव शेड्यूल्ड कि एक काम को कंप्लीट करने के लिए बहुत सारे एक्टिविटीज होंगे, ऐसा तो नहीं है, नहीं एक एक्टिविटी तो नहीं होगा, तो पहला एक्टिविटी उसको आप एक सीक्वेंस में रूट बना लीजिए, पहले कौन सा काम करेंगे, फिर दूसरा कौन सा करेंगे, तीसरा क्या करेंगे, और इस तरह से बनाइए, फिर उसको उस काम को करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगेगा, तो आप उसे कंट्रोल भी रख सकते हैं कि उतने टाइम में वर्कर को भी पता है कि इस काम को हमें 2 दिन में खत्म कर देना है, तो वो उसको उसी efficiently करेगा ताकि it is finished within that whatever scheduling has been done.
Furthermore, scheduling allow managers to forecast how much will be produced by the end of the day, week, or month. If a firm does not meet in its production schedule, it will not be able to accommodate consumer order in a timely fashion and will lose some of its customer.
Naturally, if your scheduling is not being done properly, then naturally whatever you had forecasted, कि okay, you'll be able to finish it in 4 days, you are not able to finish it in 4 days. It is taking more time than that. तो जो आपने प्रॉमिस किया था कस्टमर को, तो कस्टमर तो चला जाएगा दूर, क्योंकि इतना टफ कंपटीशन, अब डे टू डे द कंपटीशन इज बिकमिंग टफर. If one is not there, then you go to the other one.
Quality control. Quality can be defined as a degree to which a product or service satisfy a customer requirement or expectations. Quality related to customer satisfaction, which can have an effect on future sales and therefore on a future performance of the firm. Customers are more likely to purchase additional product from the same firm if they are satisfied with the quality.
Quality, as right in the beginning also I had said, the quality plays a very significant role. Quality can be defined as the degree to which a product or service satisfies the customer. Every person does not need the same quality. ये भी तो होना चाहिए. What I can buy, what is my purchasing power? अब सभी लोग तो फरारी नहीं खरीद सकते हैं ना. क्वालिटी तो उसका सबसे बहुत अच्छा है. तो क्वालिटी इज समथिंग व्हिच सैटिस्फाइज द कस्टमर. व्हाट इज माय रिक्वायरमेंट? I should be able to buy something of a good quality with the money which I have. What is my requirement? It satisfies my requirement. So that is why you cannot have the same quality for everyone. As a human being, everybody cannot become Mahatma Gandhi. उससे भी this society will not go. तो quality, मगर like if you go to the market, you will get same product, maybe a garment, at same type of garment, but of different qualities. It is for the according to the demand of the people. And if they are satisfied with the quality, for whatever the amount of money I am giving for that good and I am getting, so naturally this will spread a good image of that organization and you can benefit through getting more customers for your products.
Firms now realize that it is easier to retain existing customer than it is to attract new customer who are unfamiliar with their product or service. Thus, firms are increasingly recognizing the impact that the quality of their product or service can have on their overall performance.
there's something known as relationship marketing. कि आप अपने अपने क्वालिटी से अपने कस्टमर्स को you have satisfied him or her so much that they will not leave you and go, because attracting new customers is much 5 times more expensive than retaining your old customers. So how will you retain your customers? By the type of things you are providing to them at that amount of money. Both the price and the quality matters a lot to the customer. And so it is very essential that you maintain that quality at that particular price so that your customers are satisfied and they will keep on coming back to you.
Quality control is a process of determining whether the quality of a product or a service meet the desired quality level and identifying improvements that need to be made in the production process. Quality can be measured by assessing the various characteristics such as how long the product lasts that enhance customer satisfaction.
तो क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, तो डिजायर्ड क्वालिटी जो मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशन है, whether it is satisfying me or not. तो एक measurement हो सकता है characteristics, how long the product lasts, what is the length, what is the color, what is the feel, all these things can matter a lot.
The quality of a computer may be defined by how well it works and how long it lasts. Quality may also be measured by how easy the computer is to use or how quickly the manufacturing repair a computer that experiences problem. All of these characteristics can affect customer satisfaction and therefore should be considered as indicators of quality.
How easy it is used to the computer. So all these things will affect your satisfaction level.
The quality of service sold to customer must also be assessed. For example, Amazon.com producing a service to fulfill order of book, CDs, and other products ordered over the internet by customer. Its customer assess the quality of the service in terms of the ease with which they can send an order over the internet, whether they receive the proper order, and how quickly the product are delivered.
देखिए जैसे हम लोग ऑनलाइन, when we do online shopping, naturally we send an order, and whether we receive the order in time, the things, the color, the shape, whether it is same as I have ordered or is it something different. Once in a while things might be different, but on the whole, if it satisfies my conditions, then naturally the quality of that service provider is good.
The act of monitoring and improving the quality of product and service product is commonly referred to as total quantity management, TQM, which was developed by the Edward Deming.
Edward Deming, he was a statistician, American statistician, who helped Japan to improve their qualities. In 1950s, Japan was known for its low quality goods. Japani mal, it is low quality. But now Japanese mal is supposed to be of very good quality. So Edward Deming had helped them in improving their quality level. There are a lot of statistical ways by which you determine the quality, improve the quality, maintain the quality. Continue.
Among 2PM keys guideline for improving quality are the following. One, provide managers and other employee with the education and training they need to excel in their jobs. Second, encourage employee to take responsibility and provide leadership. Third, encourage all employee to search for way to improve the production process.
So these are the three ways where how total quality management is done.
Production codes. Production quotas are discouraged so that employees can allocate more of their time and to leadership and the improvement of the production process. Many firms use terms of employees to access quality and after suggestion for continuous improvement.
So instead of allowing making quota कि इतना आपको करना है, इससे अच्छा है कि the quality should be good. Quota कम भी हो, but the quality has to be maintained and continuous improvement should be there. जो जापानीज का कैजान है, तो continuous improvement in the quality has to be encouraged among the employees.
To ensure that quality is maintained, firm periodically evaluate the method used to measure product or service quality.
जैसे आपने कहा ना कि होता रहता है ऑडिट, तो क्यों होता है? क्योंकि the thing has to be maintained. जो भी quality है of the service or the product has to be maintained.
Factors that boost
जो productivity को boost करते हैं. First is your training.
When you think of training, then think of the returns on investment ROI. You might have to spend money on time to offer additional training or to employ, but you will make that money back and then some with employee that can work more efficiently. Well trained employee can work faster with less waste or error, meaning higher output is less time.
So training is very essential. हो सकता है ट्रेनिंग में पैसा लग रहा है, पर उससे आपको लॉन्ग रन में ज्यादा फायदा होगा, क्योंकि they are able to do that work in a much better way. तो with the latest technology वो सीख सकते हैं, क्योंकि ऐसा तो नहीं होता है. आजकल तो टेक्नोलॉजिकल चेंजेस इतना ज्यादा हो रहे हैं और इतना फास्ट हो रहे हैं कि कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है कि सब कुछ वो सीख कर ही आए. तो एक अपग्रेडेशन होते रहना चाहिए, ताकि वो जो भी लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी आ रहा है उसके क्या how to run that, use that technology, the employees are able to learn, get the training, and then they'll improve the productivity of the organization.
Team goal work can be pretty uninspiring when there are no defined goals to reach. Ensure the entire team is aware of the goal and make those goals realistic to low and
They say you should know ki what is your goal. नहीं तो you are not inspired to work for it. पता ही नहीं क्या करना है, कर रहे हैं काम.
realistic to low and employees.
And it should be realistic. बहुत कम भी नहीं और बहुत ज्यादा भी नहीं. बहुत कम होगा तो they'll feel demotivated. If it is too high also, then they'll feel frustrated, stressed out.
Working condition.
Just 1 second, किसी का फोन आ रहा है.
Okay.
हाँ बोलो. नहीं लग गया, कल भी परसों ही लगा है. एक कोई मयंक राय है. हाँ. हाँ ओके. Then comes your working conditions. क्योंकि
Make
वही
the work-
working condition should be very conducive. Read it.
Make the workspace comfortable to inviting for employees. That could means choosing an office with plentiful window, adding an standing desk, or outfitting a break room with tons of amenities like coffee, snacks, and comfy sofas.
जैसे बोरिंग रेपिटेटिव जॉब है तो ऐसा थोड़ा थोड़ा ब्रेक का भी बीच में मिल जाना चाहिए. एक ऐसा कमरा हो जहां वो दे कैन हैव टी, कॉफी, स्नैक्स और रिलैक्स फॉर सम टाइम. जैसे कहीं कहीं they even give yoga lessons, or they have a small gym also inside the organization, so that the employees can go and relax. So working conditions should be very conducive, so the people don't feel the stress of the work for which they are working. So these things will cost money, but in the long run they'll give you good return.
Support. If an employee is struggling with something, listening to their problem and providing swift guidance and understanding can make all the differences. Training plays a role there too. If an employee is having a hard time meeting goals due to a specific weakness, offering support via training can help them grow and seek
So we should not
skills.
treat our employees like machines. They have emotions. So we have to give them support. If they have some certain problems, at least you can listen to the problem. कभी-कभी हम लोग problem को solve नहीं कर सकते, but just by listening to the problems and giving them support helps them a lot. Yeah, due to some reason or other, somebody is not able to meet the goal. What is the reason? Find out and help them. Maybe extra training is required or anything else, or a certain, maybe somebody has some eye problem and because of that he's not able to work properly. To give them support कि वो कहीं किसी अच्छे डॉक्टर को दिखा दे, जो भी उसका प्रॉब्लम वो सॉल्व हो जाए. To giving them support, some if they're going through some very hard phase in their life, so someone is there to help them out. Maybe financially also, if they require certain help, the organization is able to help them out. Maybe they can recover the loan from their salary gradually, but at least at the time of the problem, someone was there to solve it out. So all these things will increase the productivity of the organization.
Fair wages and benefits, knowing they are being paid fairly for their work and they can enjoy free healthcare or plentiful vacation time will motivate employee to give their all at work. Competitive pay and benefit help employees feel valued and dedicated to the job.
So these two things, whether they are getting fair wages for the work they are doing, and certain benefits, certain maybe for healthcare, or they can be given some financial help when they are going for vacation and things like that. So all these things will motivate the employees to work harder for the organization, and in the long run, the productivity will increase of the organization. And naturally,
Technology.
is the technology.
Technology can improve productivity immensely. It can be used to improve team communication through collaborative tools like a project management app, track inventory, and automate monotonous tasks so the team can focus on more processing issue, more pressing issue.
So, through technology, you can have better softwares to do any project, to manage the inventory, and also to automate it, monotonous tasks. जो repetitive है, and you get bored very fast. But if a machine is doing it, the machine will not get bored. So we can press more on analytical work where human brain is required. What is the conclusion?
Productivity objective is managing to achieve maximum by investing the minimum. Since P equals to O divided by I, productivity equals to output divided by input, and one should try to get the optimum value of the P productivity to keep pace with the tough competitive business environment. Operations management is the overseeing and designing of production, manufacturing, and distribution of product and servicing, particularly to make sure all processes are moving as efficiently as possible. Productivity itself is how efficiently input like business or process result in output of goods and services. The operations team is in place to ensure the company is running at peak efficiencies.
Peak efficiency. So that is all for today. I think you are the only one today present. Harshita, so after some time she vanished.
Many Kumar Gaurav and Javed also have.
Oh, they have come.
Evening, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes.
We are also here.
चलो ठीक है. Do you have any questions? You can ask me because आज का तो ये topic खत्म हो गया.
Okay, ma'am.
No question, ma'am. Actually, most of the things we are regularly use in our daily activity. Yeah, or daily.
Just a repetition. You must be used to all these things.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So all the things are live with you.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Okay, ma'am. Good night.
Yeah.